All right, everybody. Here we are at Derrick Petrowski, top 16 at the
Gencon.
Gencon event, and so we're going to take a look at his Janemba build.
Yep.
All right, go ahead, Derrick.
So for the top 16, for the Swiss count, I made 10th place. I'm going X2. Today, honestly, I didn't know what to play. I looked at the new stuff. I didn't really have any time to play test it right now. So I looked at Janemba. It's still a really good deck, but these new decks are really fast, so I had to make it to basically counter a lot of things. So it's still technically the old Janemba deck with a lot of, differences in it, especially with the new set 7 cards. So Janemba, leader card, everybody knows what it does. When it swings, mill top 2, draw a card. On the awaken side, it on taps, and then swing, mill 2, and then it has the auto where you can discard a blue card to negate an incoming attack. If this leader did not have the stipulation where you cannot add level 4 or higher than 4, this card I feel like would be an amazing leader in this format because you could run anything that you needed to. But let's get to the deck profile. It's pretty much standard for it. We have the 4 Psych Demons rocking out. This one is the Searcher for the Janemba, either at the top 7 or the bottom of the deck because of the Childish Heart Janemba and the Demon Sword Janembas, where Childish Heart evolve over the Psych Demon for 2, and then tap 1 to search and warp a Janemba, and then play it and put this on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Next, Reality Bender Janemba. I like this one at 2. This one's a really good one, turn 4, turn 5, when your opponent's not really looking or seeing this coming, where if they have something on the board, tap 1, bring it in, and then just at the end of the turn, put it under the deck, mill 2 more. This one won me a lot of games for this tournament. Next up, kind of a shocker, is Demon Sword Janemba. I didn't really get to play this one often because a lot of people didn't really have any board presence that I wanted to get rid of. The only real one that I did was for Toa Leader, which I faced. But this one, 20k, deflect, critical. You can activate main to put it to the bottom of the deck, warp one of their opponents, and then opponent's cards, and then discard 2 from the top of their deck, or mill 2 from the top of their deck. The one that I did go for the most was the pretty much standard 4 of Agent of Destruction Janemba. This one is pretty beast. I have been loving this card since it was released for Janemba, where when it comes out, you can send it to the warp rather than under the deck to mill 3, draw a card, and then during the end phase of your turn, it untaps an energy. This card really helped out. I was able to get 3 off in a single turn, milling 9 cards, and then untapping 3 energy. It was pretty nuts, and the guy kind of looked at me like I was kind of a jerk, but that's the main deck, or the main win con of the deck is mill. So that is it for the Janemba package of the deck. For everything else, I ran 2 of the Awakening Talent Pan. This one is your Self-Awakener, swing, take a life, and then at the end of the turn, bounce it back to your hand. It's really useful. It basically pluses you 1 without having to lose anything except for an energy for it. I run a 3 of the Borgos. Played 3 instead of 2 like a lot of people just because I thought that blue was going to be more powerful in this with the untap potential, but I did not play a single blue deck. So it was pretty much energy each time, but when you play it, draw a card, and then when they untap energy on their turn, Borgos effects activates where you can pluck an energy, which is really nice. I believe now each color has one, besides black. I run 3 of Kami, Global Unifier. This one is for swarm decks where they just pile up on the field, bring it out, tap 2, wipe the field, and it draws 1 when it comes out. Super useful. I did not have a chance to use it, though, at all this tournament. Still a really good card for the deck. 1 of the Unyielding Trunks. It's really good. Swing, combo, untap a card to extend plays. This is how I was able to get 3 of the Agent of Janembas out that one turn, because I just kept on untapping. Alright, and then going into the super combo, we run the North Kai for the super combo. Super good. 4 life, draw a card, 10k boost. And then for the pseudo super combo, I only run the Infernal Infant Villainy Cell. A lot of people run the red GT Goku that does the same thing, but I needed to make some room, and having, you know, a lot of 10Ks in this wasn't good because I was kind of worried about High to Mastery, where they would just tap me out and I had nothing to combo with. So sacrifices had to be made, but they were made for the better for this. All right. I run main 2 of Striving to be the Best Goku. This one locks down any opponents from attacking with 2 drops or lower. I was debating on running the Anniversary Supreme Kai Time, where that one is the counterplay, but that one only stops them for a single turn. This one stops them as long as it's on the field. And this card is still amazing. Super good for blue if you're trying to, you know, run defense. I play one of the Godstrike Beerus, where tap 2, get rid of a keyword skill, really helped for certain matchups, especially against the Toa leader that I placed, because he tries to swing at me for double strike crit. I get rid of the double strike, and I was able just to take 1 crit instead of 2, which would have cost me the game, and then I was able to win that single turn. Helpful. I did side it out almost every time, though, just because of the fact that a lot of people, it didn't matter what they were doing. I didn't really need to get rid of triple strike, double strike, or dual attack or anything like that for the decks I was facing. Now on to the extra cards. I run a staple, 4 of the Dimension Magics. It is your negate, sparking, 5, tap 1, untap 2, super good. Same with the 4 of the Sensu Bean. It's just staples at this point, and same with one last staple of the Mafuba. You know, tap 2, cancel an enemy attack, put it under the card, they can't attack next turn. But for the MVP of the deck today, it was You're Wide Open. This is a new one from set 7, where for 2 blue energy, whenever they play anything that's 4-drop or less, you get to return it back to the hand. I was playing against a Frieza Dende deck where, you know, turn 2, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to revive the Frieza back onto play, which would put something in there, and I just denied them that and it added to their hand, and then next turn on them, they just put it as their energy because they couldn't do anything with it. This card is super good for blue. Each color except for yellow has one of these. Green has 2 technically, but this one is extremely good for this current format because a lot of people are trying to swarm real quick. And that's it for the main deck for the Janemba build right now. And I'll work on the side deck. Some things I was trying out. Some of it worked, some of it didn't, but that's why it's a side deck, not a main deck. Okay. I run 1 of Toki Toki. This one helps me search for the Kami. I did not need it at all because I got Kami every single turn, game I should say. But it's good. It helps you find them if you need them. 2 Mercenary Tau for discard. You know, worried about anything that discards me because there's not a lot of +1s for this deck when you play it. Basically, whenever they make you drop a card from your hand, you have them warp 3 cards out of them, and if they're yellow or green, it comes in for 1. If anything else, it's a 2-drop, which really helps. This one actually helped me beat the Toa deck in game 2 after I won, because he was playing the Mira, which whenever summoned, dropped a card, and as soon as he saw this, all of his mirrors that did that went right to the energy, because he had no answer to get rid of this. Alright, one of the Furthering Destruction Champa. It's pretty much just kind of a secret tech where if you're trying to go, you know, actually play the game and get at their life, when they're at 2 life, they're really not expecting it. They usually let a lot of hits go through, so it's like, okay, combo, 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 Furthering Destruction Champa, which this one did win me 1 game, which helped. I play 1 of the Crisis Crusher. This one helps against skillless, KOs anything, helps against any real aggro deck that runs the Saiyan Kabas, the Power Intensifying Trunkses, New Found Power Gohans, basically anything that will take a life and put you to crit, or anything that would just really aggro on turn 1. Super good. Comes in if you have nothing for 1, and stays there, and each turn you can just pop a 1-drop each and every time. I run 2 of At All Cost Vegeta. This card's really good for the aggro play for the deck, where, you know, turn 5, take 2 life, it gains triple strike and basically 1500 damage at turn 5, and it pops something when it comes into play and untaps an energy. Or it comes into play, untaps an energy, and then you take the life, you pop something, and then go for game at that point. Against blue matchups, I did run the Returning Fire Tien Shin'an, where they can't untap energy. I didn't play a single blue deck this entire time, so it's there for that. One of the Time Rulotoa. This one helps with Skillless, where during your turn you can take their Kid Coup and have it for your own, so they can't continue plays. Really good against basically anything that has anything that you do not want that's 2 or less on the field, and brings it to yours. One of the Trunks Power Overseeing Time. This one was for pretty much the mirror, which never happened. I did main it once just to get some double strike action in my deck. It helped, but I didn't really need it for this, for the most part. Still a really great card, super good. Next, for the set 7 cards, I run the Undying Spirit Sun Gohan. This one's one of the new ones where it's kind of the same as the You're Wide Open, but this one's a counterplay for 3 when, well, it helps if you have dual colored energies, which I don't, and that's why I put it in the side, just in case if I need it on turn 3. Where if you have dual colored card in there, it reduces by 1. When you put and play this card on your opponent's turn after the counterplay, you target one of their 4 lower creatures and return it back to their hand, and then you untap an energy. So if you are running dual colored yellow-blue, this one is pretty much a 1 cost, which is crazy. And then you have a 15k level 3 beater on the board, just for the assault. And then another one of that's really good is the All Too Easy. This one returns a 1-drop to the hand. It's a negate, and then you can activate it in the graveyard. Where if you're playing against anything where it's like, okay, negate, send that to the grave. Next turn, if they swing at you and they forget about it, which a lot of people did for these cards, the green one, red one, and yellow one, they just don't expect it. So they're expecting me to use my leader negate. It's like, no, I'll do that and remove a card from a game. It's not warped, it's removed from the game, just like you do with the Dragon Balls. That's it for the Janemba deck that I decided to play in the Gencon National Qualifier. I got my invite. Also during the Team Wars, my team went undefeated for the Swiss event, and then unfortunately my teammate had to leave before the top cut. And it was a team that I lost to. My one teammate had struggled against to win, but he did, and then our teammate won the other one. So we already basically had a net 1 loss. So we conceded and got 2nd place, which, hey, not the worst thing in the world for just having fun. But yeah, other than that.
All right, Derek, just a couple questions for you. So you mentioned playing blue-yellow version. Is there any reason you didn't go with blue-yellow for this?
Just because of, you're playing the Pirate Bojack, dual-colored, and the Pirate Bojack Negate. Those are really good cards, but you have then more 10k combo in there, which, during this, it's like, yeah, I get it. You want to try to bring out your Janembas, and that's your whole goal, but for the most part, I didn't like it because it just was too slow for me.
And was there anything, so you mentioned the 1-drops, you didn't get to use their effects a lot. Would there be other 1-drops you put in place of them, or you think it's just best to play those just in case you go up against those decks?
Well, for any 1-drops, like, the Pan and the Borgos, they're good for what they are, but there's really nothing for blue right now for this that, needs to be put in. Maybe with set 8 when that comes out, who knows, more support, because I believe in that one structure deck coming out, there is a field spell for Janemba, which who knows what that can do.
All right, Derek, well, thanks for taking the time to do this with me. Congratulations on your top 16.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, thank you.